Alright guys, we are back at the Lynx Trail. So I'm going to be trying to do Bomber Glacier today, up to the plane wreck. We'll see if we make it all the way, but we'll definitely give it a valiant effort, and at the very least we will make it back to the last lake there. And so this year there has been a little black bear, or maybe it's a brown bear, I can't remember. But there's a little bear that's been hanging out kind of by the beaver dams. I don't think he's there anymore, but just FYI, there are bears back here, so again, just be bear aware while you're here. So I'll be heading out. I'll do some periodic videos along the way, and probably pick up maybe at that first waterfall or something. But I'll probably do a couple little non-talking videos before then. There's that nice waterfall there. May end up hitting that on the way back. But for right now, I think we're just going to keep going up. So I kind of came up the top of this mound instead of being a little lower down. So it avoids some of the little rocks you have to walk over, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's better. It's muddy though. Alright, so I just did that little crossover, the first little boulder field. That was just the same way we did last time. And now this time we're going to actually cross the second boulder field here. As you can see, it's very muddy today. And one thing I don't know if I mentioned last time, but if it's really muddy like this, make sure you're wiping your feet off before you get on the rocks. So otherwise you could slip. And so you see right here, you can see how some of the dirt's on those rocks. So you actually want to head right here and stick to the right a little bit, kind of more in the middle of the stream as opposed to the left. And see, I kind of came out to the middle of the river, and then now I'm just following this way. You see this little cut here that has all those dry rocks on it. So we're gonna head in there. And I do kind of recommend the one pole, one hand technique for right here. There's not too many real big steps, but there are a couple. So I do like to have one of my hands free, like I don't right now. So yeah, if you do get stuck over on the left side, there's that little trail, but then it kind of just becomes a little bit difficult to get through. So definitely recommend sticking over to the right. I find it a lot easier. And then you'll see I came out on the right side over here. Now coming out on the left side's okay too. At the ending portion, I don't know if one's really easier than the other. But at the beginning, it's definitely easier to stick to the right. And now we just kind of work our way up into this valley, and we're going to go over to the left here. And again, it's very muddy. And over on this side, you will notice there is a little bit more of an obstacle to get across. Ooh, I didn't actually know it was this bad. I might have went the other way. But it's okay. Ooh, that was real deep. Yeah, probably. I think I'll retract my earlier statement and say you should probably go ahead and just stick to the left side at the end there. When I go back, I'll try to show you that way. So if you do go to the other side over there, just be aware you have to cross right here. So it's kind of right before the water gets really still. Wasn't particularly difficult crossing, but just know you have to cross there. I think the other side would just be easier, and we'll take it on the way back. And it is early August, so early August you may still find some more snow like this. If you kind of go late August, it should all be melted up. But late August, you kind of run the risk of there being new snow. Sometimes they get some early snows back here. We're climbing up from the valley here. And I think we're getting close to the lower lake. Maybe another half or quarter mile or so. Should be there in just a little bit. So we're pretty much at everyone's favorite parts of the hike. So the lower lake, I believe, is right over this ridge here. If you keep going, you can hear the waterfall right there. And then I think another mile past that, there is the upper lake. So, see how nice and blue that lake is? So we'll go down here first, get a snack, relax a little bit, then we'll head up to the waterfall, and I'll actually show you Heather's favorite place. Once we get up there, and we'll continue on to the lake, and as long as we're feeling good, we'll go up to the upper lake. Right here is her favorite place. Heather loves it. You can sit right at kind of the edge of the waterfall and watch it crashing down. You can even walk a little bit further if you want, right there, but that's how you cross over that way. But I'm going to enjoy right here for a little bit, and I'll head up to the big lake. And I actually haven't been this back. Wow. I haven't actually been back this far in quite a while. Typically me and Heather stop at the waterfall, but we're gonna go all the way back to the lake today. We're pretty close to the lake. There's a little building right there. I think that might be maybe an outhouse. If you camp back here. Not really sure. Oh yeah, it looks like it. So it says toilet, so I'm guessing that's what that is right there. And you can see the upper lake is still nice and frozen. I'm not 100% sure which part we go over here. I'll check my GPS track. But I think you must end up, I don't know which way. It's kind of a little path, it looks like, right down there. I don't know, we'll figure it out when we get closer. So I'll take a little break here, and then I'll go ahead and start heading up to Bomber Pass and then to Bomber Glacier. Guys, I think I see a marmot over here. He's just kind of... You see him? It's like on this rock. I think that one right there. It's a big boy. I think that's a marmot. Man, I've never been that close to one. Must be a marmot. I've like absolutely never been that close to one in my life. Alright, so I just hung on this path right here that's kind of near the lake, and then kind of just turned into this other path, which I guess I'll just follow this now. Now there's some sections you have to climb over the rocks and then find the path again. It is a pretty faint path, so just make sure you're always looking ahead and know where you're headed to. So if you see that green area over there just a little bit, I came from over there over to here. I kind of just rode these boulders all the way over. It actually wasn't bad at all. I thought it was going to be worse, but boulders were nice and dry, had enough traction. So yeah, it's gonna keep heading up wherever that is. All right, so you should be able to see the path now. So the little snowfield is one of the places I was, and then I just kind of worked my way up here, cut back up, and it looks like there's even an additional path here, so it doesn't seem too tricky. I think you're just kind of angling up this way. Oh, there's a good amount of people over here actually. I wonder which way they're going. Anyway, we will continue on. Alright guys, so working my way up, and I think I actually need to be a little further down, and I think maybe you go back this way, so behind this front peak. I'm gonna look over there and see how it is, because otherwise you do this, and I think that's up next to Lynx Peak, so I don't actually think that's the right way, because I think this is Lynx right here. So I think we're gonna try to go maybe up and over. I'm gonna take a look. If not, maybe we can kind of skirt our way up here, stay close, and then go up. We'll see. I try to give you a view, kind of so you can see what you should be going for. So you can see the lake all the way from here, and then you're gonna see this. And it looks like we're gonna head up to the left side here and then up. All right, we made it up that snowfield, and just gonna get back on the rock and work our way up, I guess. It looks like we have between 300 and 400 feet elevation gain till we get to the top of the pass. Oh, there's a person up there coming down. So we get to the top of the pass. We have like a rope that takes us down, I think. So we're almost to the top of the pass. We're very close. And so just some help for you guys when you're coming up. You see this, you're gonna see this rock with the split in it like that. So just remember, that's kind of where you're gonna head up to. So that's what I did, and it helped. What was nice is I saw a lady coming down when I was going up, so I knew where to go. And let's see. All right, we're all the way up here. I'm honestly not entirely certain where the wreck is. There is a distinct path going this way, so I'm guessing it's over there. Oh, I think I see it over there. Alright, so you can see the ropes here. So what I would recommend you do before you even think about going down there is let's look at the ropes and see where they're attached to. So this purple one looks
looks pretty solid. It's attached into that rock that's in the ground. This one looks solid. It is fraying a little bit. You see there's some tape on here. So you kind of pick which one you trust the most. I'm gonna put my pole away and then get my GoPro on, and we'll head down. But man, this is really gorgeous. I'm really disappointed I haven't done this before. Just really great here, man. Okay, I'll check with you guys just a little bit. Alright, we're going down. So, let's see here. So I'm just kind of dual wielding the ropes here. And the ropes do have some knots in them, but they don't have a bunch of them. So if you do have maybe some gloves with some grip, this would be kind of a nice time to put them on. Oops! Slipped a little bit there, but not too bad. Really, it's not too bad for the rest of it. You can kind of see, but we'll continue backwards because it's fun. Okay, see this rock right here? I'm just gonna push it off because it was getting very loose. I don't want someone else to hurt themselves on that rock. Okay, so you'll see the other rope ended here. So just want to be a little careful. Alright, and we're down. So that really wasn't bad at all. I was kind of wondering how it was going to be. I was thinking maybe it would be a little sketchier than it is. Ooh. Okay. So I did bring my Catulas, so just my little microspikes, and I'm going to put those on, and then we'll head over. So right now, the snow's actually really soft, so you probably don't even need the Catulas, honestly. If you just kind of dug your heels in, I think you'd be okay. But they're still helpful. They're still going to give you a little extra traction. But I would definitely recommend, ooh, almost slipped, at least packing them. They're definitely going to be helpful for, if it was like hard packed snow that was a little slick, you'd definitely get more traction. But it doesn't look like this is even very far away. Might be like a half mile or something. I don't know if it's even a half mile. So yeah, we'll be there in no time. And then it's not too bad how the elevation was. So I don't think it'll be too bad coming back up. But yeah, okay, I'll just be heading over. So here you can see the actual glacier now. So you'll see there's some areas like that where there's water. So you just want to check them before you go in, because it could be really deep. And then if you're ever sliding, put all your weight on one foot and make sure you stop. So I guess you can just work your way over here. Glacier's a little crunchy. looks like there might be a better way a little further down. So I'm just gonna kind of side hill my way down here. If it's not painfully obvious, I'm not super comfortable with glacier travel. I think now that I think about it, I don't know if I've ever been on a glacier. I'm trying to think. I don't think I ever did the Manuska Glacier tour. Oh, maybe Exit Glacier? And like parts of Iron Glacier. I think maybe I've been on. But that's really it. But it's nice and crunchy. So I'm able to actually get a little bit of traction. But you can see I'm kind of just creeping my way down. Alright, I think we're pretty much here. So, oh, and I might edit a statement earlier. I think I might bring, if you have real crampons, I probably would bring them. There was some sections that was pretty icy that I think would be beneficial to have them. But let's take a look at this crashed bomber here. Yeah, you can see this looks like the propellers. Maybe that's one of the engines. Not really sure the best way. Trying to figure out the best way to get around this. There's another little area. You can see some of it's like embedded in the ice here. See that piece there? You can really hear the water running under it. You can see there's some areas where there's like big holes, so you do need to be relatively careful here. It's, see that? The stick just went like all the way in there. So be pretty careful when you're stepping. So always be testing. Look at that. Oh, here, there's a little plaque. You can see inside a little bit. Pretty cool. I'll probably just do a couple more videos as I'm going around. So here's the other side here. There's some people way down there. I'm probably just gonna walk down. There's like a wing piece down here. I think I'm probably just gonna walk down to that wing piece, and then I think I'm gonna call it good. I may walk up just a little bit. We'll see. So here's this big old wing piece here. Pretty cool. You can really hear the water just rushing under it. You can really, it's a long wing, man. It was nice they had a plaque up there. It's quite the tragedy. Crashed back here. I can't remember how many people it said were deceased on it, but I think it was 5 or 6. So, yeah. But yeah, guys, I think I'm gonna probably end up just heading out now. You can see the tires over there. Not really sure if there's anything else I want to look at. I think I'm good. So I think I'm just gonna kind of head back. There's a lower path I could have taken that I think I'll head back on. So I'll probably get to you probably just when I'm getting back up that area, like over there. Kind of interesting. It looks like the boulder rolled and like stopped right there because there's all the paths all mashed down. I don't know if that's actually what happened, but it looks cool. So I stayed on this lower path the whole time, and at least so far I like it a lot better. I'm actually probably just going to try to go right across to the snow over there and then just walk up. So I'll be doing that. So I don't know if just because I was coming up or what, but that was way easier. Like, I didn't slip at all. Super fast. Yeah, anyway. So yeah, if you come down, maybe come down a little bit and try crossing around where I did here. Or even you could go down and just go around. I guess either one would probably be okay. Yeah. So I'm just gonna work my way back up. Really not a hard time getting up the rope. Just make sure you're careful. And yeah, that path was really great. I would definitely recommend taking the way I did there. And yeah, we're gonna start heading back down to the lake. Nothing. Oh, you know what I never did? You guys probably want to know how much time stuff takes. Let's see, so it's been 5.5 hours right now. So, I don't know, maybe 5 hours to finish exploring the wreck and then head back. I also didn't look around as much as I'm sure if you were really interested in that, you could spend probably a couple hours over there. I'm interested, but not to that extent. And then one thing I didn't mention earlier, would recommend getting some waterproof boots. My feet are freezing. And maybe some neoprene socks. That would probably help. Because there's some areas I stepped in, it didn't look like it was filled with water, but I stepped into it and it was. And that glacier water's cold. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm heading out. Now here's a route correction here. What I should have done before is just walk straight through the snow. I ended up seeing some people over that way, so I walked over towards them, and I have no idea what route they were taking up, but this one seemed a lot more straightforward, so that's what we did. And so this would be kind of right when we got up the ridge a little bit. I wish I would have just walked over here earlier. Probably would have saved us like 15 minutes. Yeah, so we ended up going, I'll show you, like up around here, and then we came all the way over around here and then started going up. And so again, remember, you're coming up into this valley right here, not over here. So again, up here, and there's that little rock that has a split. That's where you're aiming. So I've ended up going too far down, but I see tracks here. So I'm gonna go ahead and try this other route. And if it's better, then well, I guess it'd be maybe a little easier than going the other way. Because I think this looks like it maybe just meets a trail at the end of the lake. That'd be very easy in comparison to what we did. I think you wouldn't have to go across any of those boulders. So yeah. Anyway, I'll let you know how it pans out. Well, I met back up with a trail on the side of the river, so I think this is fine. It ended up coming down the snow over here. So really, it's pretty fast travel. Would recommend. That's probably a little bit better than heading up like I did. So keep a lookout for this trail. Man, just look at this valley. It is just so gorgeous back here. And so I'm probably not going to do too many more talking videos until the end. But I did want to say I highly, highly recommend this hike. It can get very, very busy. I mean, it can get like crazy busy. So if you come kind of a weekday, usually it's not too bad. Sometimes Friday will be bad, but it just kind of depends. But highly recommend doing it. You can camp out at the lakes. You could just filter that water, I would imagine. That should be fine. So if you do want to do a camping trip, it's a nice place for it. And then you could even camp and maybe do the glacier hike after. Yeah. So anyway, I just hope you guys enjoy this valley as much as I do. One of my favorite places. So I'm taking the other way back. So I don't really know which way I would go. That way definitely requires more actual like climbing in the rocks, unless I hit a wrong turn, but there's probably a better way to do it. But on the other side, you just had the one crossing you had to do, so I guess it depends what you prefer. Alright guys, we are all done. It took about 8.5 hours. And we're maybe like 2 minutes from the trailhead, probably, maybe 3. So maybe like 8:35. So I'll see you on the next one.